and I want to say thanks for letting me tell you my story. Since every good story has a beginning, middle, and an end, I'm going to take a few minutes and give you some background. I was born in the West Point Military Hospital in 1968 and went home 5 days later. My mother tells me that was record time to make it through West Point, so I guess you can say I was an early overachiever. After West Point, my family moved to a gorgeous suburb near Niagara Falls called Youngstown, and for the next 20 years I lived a pretty normal middle-class life with a peaceful Wonder Years existence that included my own Winnie Cooper. I played Little League, swam in Lake Ontario, fished, rode my bike, and played sports almost every day. Looking back, it was a great childhood with no drama or major trauma. Fast forward to October 1990. I'm a college graduate with a BS degree in chemical engineering and just starting a new job. On this particular day, I find myself in my little Nissan Sentra being pushed horizontally down a Phoenix freeway across the front end of a semi. The driver hadn't seen me before he hit me and managed to drive another 2 miles down the road with me firmly attached. Somehow I emerged unhurt. As I looked up to God and wondered why I didn't die in that accident, I suddenly realized that He must have a plan for me. To this day, I still have no idea what that plan is or was, but for some reason I didn't get run over by that truck on that day. Phoenix was home for 20 years, and I sort of achieved the American dream. I had several good long-term jobs, met a seemingly great girl I would later marry, bought a house twice, and most importantly became a daddy to my two little angels, Ayla and Shane. I even had the fence and the 2 dogs. Life again was pretty great. I had lots of adventures with my family and friends and thoroughly enjoyed living in Arizona. The biggest trauma that occurred was that we lost our house to foreclosure in 2010 when the housing market crashed. However, there was still a silver lining because as a result, we moved to Colorado to start a new life. When we got here, for the most part, life was still pretty good until August 2012. And then, boom! In an instant, everything fell apart and my dream was shattered. Ugly, nasty divorce, legal problems, child custody battle, court fees, financial disaster, job loss, all within an 18-month time frame. 2013 was not a very good year to say the least. When the smoke cleared, I was definitely a changed person. Life would never be the same again and my family was destroyed. I was very depressed, confused, and looking for answers. Fortunately, I still had my kids 50%, but life as a single dad and no job looked pretty scary. Suddenly, I found myself smack dab right in the middle of situational poverty, and I had no idea what to do next. During this time, I met Kim, Liz, and Joanne at Tri-Lakes Cares. Words can never express the sincere gratitude that I always have for them for helping me through some pretty rough times. They were truly angels sent from above, and I wouldn't be here today without their support. This leads me to being here tonight, graduating from this Getting Ahead class that I was a bit apprehensive about at first. However, after a deep introspective look into myself and some inspiring words from Dr. Tico, I came to the realization that maybe there was light at the end of the tunnel. You see, along the way I had picked up some diverse skills in areas such as marketing, web and graphic design, client management, and branding. I also really enjoyed helping others grow their businesses. I had always fancied myself to be a pretty awesome guy to have around the office and considered myself to be the perfect employee for a small business owner looking for diversity. Now I was beginning to see that maybe being an employee wasn't my true calling, and perhaps being a business owner myself and marketing my skills was my true path. And thus became the basis of my new future story. So now to answer Tico's question, how would your life look if you could take away the barriers and just enjoy life? It would involve my own personal brand with a steady stream of partners that would appreciate what I could do to help them grow their businesses. It would involve a flexible, financially secure life, watching and participating as my kids grow up. It would involve being able to take the time required to become healthy and more physically fit. It would involve a house with a backyard for my dog to play in. It might involve a new wonderful woman to share my life with. Most importantly, it would involve many years of my kids being able to experience the awesome dad that they have, without the barriers that have been holding him back. In truth, it wouldn't look much different than the American dream that I used to have, only with a few changes as deemed necessary by somebody much holier than me. I can now see a path leading to where this story might someday become a reality, whereas 10 weeks ago I couldn't even tell my full story to this group of people. So in closing, thank you Tri-Lakes Cares, thank you Dr. Hardy, and many thanks to my classmates for helping me endure this little journey into my life. I wish all of you luck in achieving your future stories, and you'll always have my support. I still don't understand what plan God ultimately had for me that day, but maybe my kids would be better people to ask.
created using Powtoon.